We're going to go to Shana now on line 3. Hello, Shana.
Oh, well, what an afternoon you're having there, Pete.
Yes, indeed.
So a couple comments about what Merv had to say.
Mm-hmm.
The rationale for everything they're doing in the fishery and every other resource industry, it's just one word, globalization. In other words, what happens in Canada doesn't seem to be as important as what happens with the big traders, the big players.
Yeah, it almost seems to be this theory that you look after the big people with the big machines, and that's what's going to help the economy overall, and forget about the small people and small communities. That those are a thing of the past or something.
Well, it's a recipe for not just economic disaster, but terrible social unrest and a real tearing apart of our society. Mm-hmm. But I also wanted to say one thing about Merv's comments on, getting rid of Harper, but I would also say that when candidates from other parties come knocking on our doors, not all that long from now, I certainly want to hear commitments from all the other parties about exactly which pieces of legislation that have been put in place by Harper and Company that have been destructive, and which organizations that they got rid of, as in a lot of the environmental ones, and which other programs that have been lost funding. I want concretely, what are they restoring? What will they change? Because I don't think it's too late on a lot of these things. So
no, a lot of things can turn around, but clearly a lot of the infrastructure cannot survive the period of time that they've been sort of out of favor by the Harper government, and will be very difficult to restore or help survive.
Well, let's just hope that some stuff's still going to be tied up in court for a while.
Yeah.
Some of the things that people going up against. But actually, why I did call today. Mm-hmm. Obviously it was a different topic, has to do with Frank Coleman, the PC quote-unquote leadership race, and everything else. Mm-hmm. And after all the news that's coming out, and this is in no way to disrespect Frank Coleman, but I would say the state of the leadership issue for the PCs is now, and then there was none, as in, I think, given the perception of conflict of interest, given the perception that his leadership bid is now tainted, questionable, whether it is or isn't, but people's perception, whether he's been getting fair, different treatment than other companies. I never in my life have given advice to the people who run the Tory party, but if they want to listen, I will just say I think they'd be really smart to cancel the whole thing and start over, and if that means getting another interim leader while they reassemble themselves, that's what they should do, because I think to have Frank Coleman come into the premiership under the conditions that we've been experiencing, I don't think it's good for the province, I don't think it's good for him, and maybe he should withdraw from the race if the party won't cancel the race.
Well, they probably would consider that if it looked like it was the only way to have a fair chance in the next general election, but otherwise I think that they set their course now. They have a candidate who's going to be appointed essentially, and I can't see them turning back now unless there's more to happen, and God knows with so much happening daily.
In only 2 weeks what all has happened. I mean, since he entered the race, first the abortion issue, now the paving issue. What more is there? I mean, who knows? But you're right, but the thing is, there's only one word to say what the Conservatives are going through, and I like to try to be concise: implosion. This is another, form of destruction from within.
Well, I'm sure they see it differently, but from the outside, these things do add up, and it's becoming a little bit more not only confusing but unnerving picture. And I'm sure that somebody on the inside sees it all and says, "Oh boy, we've got not only what we have on our plate right now, but who's to know what's going to be coming next and be another thing to contend with." The more time goes on here, it seems like the worse it's getting. But they do have time to make make decisions, and including on the leadership one, because of course it's not until July now that they'll be having that AGM.
Well, Pete, I guess my final comment on this is it seems to me that a political party that is already declining in favor with the public, to bring in a leader that there's already question about special deals and everything else, if you think that's going to help their political chances in the next election, I'd really,
maybe they don't have any indication or faith that it would be any better after the next go around if they were to open it up again. Who would be there?
Maybe it wouldn't, except for one thing, their reputation as being what they've been trying to do ever since Kathy left, which is, we're going to be open, we're going to be transparent. And, well, the way they do both of those items seems to be same old, just don't look too closely, just don't ask too many questions, because we aren't going to tell you anyway.
Well, at least we got some whistleblower legislation off the table, so we'll see where that leads. But listen, thank you very much, Shana. We're going to break for our news now, but let's talk again.
Bye, Pete.
All the best.